Welcome. It's the Matic. It's the illest blurred in the land. Welcome back to Ill Blur Matic. Welcome back. Let's get into today's new video. Today's new video is a story time on how I missed out on a major part of my grade due to another situation. So let's get into it. So this story starts off literally on a Friday morning, senior year of high school. All right. So I'm in line in high school. This is something different. During my 11th and 12th grade year of high school, even though this is my senior year of high school, the story takes place. We went through an actual security line due to the new guidelines that they have for the charter high school that I went to. And I got there at a decent time. I stopped, I think, like at Burger King for a minute just to get like a breakfast sandwich. You know what I'm saying? And then I headed to school. You know what I'm saying? I was like, okay, I'm on my way to school. Soon as I get to the school, the line was moving. Like literally the line for people to go to school. You know what I'm saying? We had two different lines where we get, the security guard would check our book bag. The other one would wind us down. So the line is moving. Soon as I get halfway into the door is when this story takes a drastic change, all right? So, literally, I get through the door halfway. There's a young man, like 4 or 3 people ahead of me. And this young man, he gets there and he's the reason why I'm actually late for my first hour class of high school. So, pretty much he was either like a freshman, sophomore. I knew he was one of the two. He didn't look like he was a senior. Didn't look like he was in the 11th grade. Security gets to him. And literally, the young man is getting wound down. The other security guard is looking through his book bag. And what does the young man have? A concealed weapon. I said, oh my God. I said, I'm about to be late. Like, I looked at my phone and I said, man, even other students were furious with the young man and said, look, man, you holding up the line. You delaying us from getting to class. I'm like, look, I feel you on that. I feel you on that. Look, I'm in the same boat. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm supposed to be doing a presentation today. Miss Johnson probably thinking that I ain't coming to class today because I ain't physically there. I had, like I said, perfect attendance throughout high school. Only missed 1 or 2 days. So literally, they pull him to the side. They take him to the principal office. And literally, the line is delayed. We're sitting there waiting for a while until they figure out what they want to do with this particular student. And then security comes back. So after they wind him down, not too long afterwards, I was wind down. They looked through my book bag to see what I had in my book bag and stuff. But by the time I got to class was over. I said, shoot. I was like, dang it. So my one classmate like, ooh, Miss Johnson was looking for you. And I'm like, oh, shoot. I said, let me go see Miss Johnson. Even though I was late, you know what I'm saying? I got to be responsible and accountable for what took place. And if I don't go to her class, it's going to be looking like I didn't want to do the presentation anyway in the first place. So, I knock on Miss Johnson's door and she said, come in. So I go to the actual door. She opens it up and she's like, so where were you at today? And I'm like, Miss Johnson, things just, this was just not a good day to do the presentation for me. Like, I really wanted to do it. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't trying to avoid it. All right, presentating. So, she said, what happened? I said, well, I got to, through the security and everything. But before then, there was a young man that had a concealed weapon, you know what I'm saying? And literally that delayed me from coming to your class on time. Like by the time I got to your class was over with because they were trying to figure out what they're going to do with this student. So luckily there was another student that was in the line like I was and knew what was going on, because I'm like, man, sometimes it takes another person to understand, or at least say, hey, look, I was there too. So it wouldn't be like it was just my word against her word, like I was trying to avoid or just didn't want to do the presentation. So Miss Johnson said, tell you what, I'm going to do something for you. And I said, okay, Miss Johnson, what is that? Miss Johnson said, since you weren't able to do it Friday, because this was a Friday that this story takes place on a Friday morning, she's like, I need you to come Monday, but make sure you get here at a decent time. Meaning, like, I didn't even try to go to Burger King. Sometimes I would go to Burger King before school, not all the time. So I said, all right, Miss Johnson, I'm gonna try to get here at a decent time so I'm able to presentate. She's like even the other students were worried. I said, what? I said, wow. So she gave me another opportunity. I was late for my other class, and I had to explain to my gym teacher why I was late, because he had even got there late. He wasn't even on time that day. So then that Monday. So Monday comes up. Get there, no security issues, meaning that no one was trying to come to school having concealed weapons or any of that crazy stuff. And Miss Johnson let me go. She let me go to presentate and to get my grade. And she said, pretty much, I'm glad that you were able to make this up, meaning that you were able to have another time to get this grade, the grade that you needed in order to pass this class, because the presentation was majority of my grade. And I was like, man, I ain't wanted to be where I missed out, because literally this was a major part of my grade, and then it hurt my senior year report card. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, and I told Ms. Johnson, said, thank you so much for like giving me another opportunity to actually do this presentation, because if you wouldn't have let me do it, it's no telling where my grade would have been. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know it still would have been decent, but I don't know how much damage it would have took, because like I said, it was a majority part of the grade, even in the syllabus. I remember looking at the syllabus, I'm like, woo! I was like, man, if I went into that, boy, that it would have hurt my grade. But has this ever happened to anybody in high school where someone holds up the line of security due to them having a concealed weapon? You tell me in the comments, guys. It's a blur. Living the world, guys. Thank you so much for commenting, liking, subscribing, also sharing. Have a wonderful day, guys. And I'm out.